What is up guys, Delboy here. So I'm sure you've already heard, but Amir Khan has made his decision on his next opponent, and it looks like he has chosen Terence Crawford to be his next dance partner. The fight will take place in America, and it's likely to go down at the Madison Square Garden in New York on April the 20th. Now, where do we start with this? From a UK perspective, a lot of people over here are annoyed. A lot of people wanted to see Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. Now, once upon a time, I was really interested in that fight as a UK fan, obviously. But to me, it's past its sell-by date. It should have happened when Kell Brook had the IBF title, soon after he won it. Should have really happened in around 2015. But it never did, and 4 years later, people are still talking about it. I've got over it. I don't really care for that fight anymore, and to be quite honest, to me, Kell Brook and Amir Khan are both on the downslide. So if it was to happen in 2019, after how good the fight could have been, it just feels like a slap in the face, to be quite honest. So I don't really care about Amir Khan versus Kell Brook not happening. I'm well over that now, to be honest. And the good thing out of this situation for me is the fact that Terence Crawford finally gets a high-profile opponent. I know Amir Khan isn't the fighter he once was, but he still holds a lot of name value. And, you know, Crawford versus Khan is a big fight. And without doubt, Amir Khan is the biggest name Terence Crawford has shared the ring with. So I am actually pleased for Terence Crawford. I think he deserves a big name opponent. I think he deserves a high profile fight. He's done a lot of good things. He's a freeweight world champion. He will pretty much fight anybody. He was undisputed at super lightweight. Terence Crawford has done a lot of good things, and to me he's never really got the respect that he deserves. I mean, even in the States, you see a lot of PBC fanboys, they will just discredit and disrespect Terence Crawford while hyping up guys who are totally unproven. You know, it really is absurd, to be honest with you. I think people need to enjoy Terence Crawford while he is still here. I like him a lot. I'm pleased he's getting a big fight while the PBC guys are ducking him. Errol Spence made it clear he does not want to fight Terence Crawford. Danny Garcia has turned down Terence Crawford. Keith Thurman is not going to fight Terence Crawford. Again, more excuses. And I'm sure Sean Porter is not really putting his hand up to volunteer to fight this man. So while these guys are ducking him, I am pleased he's got a high profile fight. I just want to quickly go back to the Amir Khan and Kell Brook side of things though. I've seen a lot of people in the UK say, well, why is Amir Khan taking this fight? It's a mismatch, you know, there's no point in this fight, blah de blah de blah. And I'm not saying those people are necessarily wrong, but then they say, well, he should take the Kell Brook fight instead. But I listen to a lot of UK boxing fans, and the vast majority of people I've heard from see Kell Brook versus Amir Khan as a mismatch. Most people think Kell Brook will knock out Amir Khan. So what you're really saying is, Amir Khan should not take that mismatch against Terence Crawford, but he should take this mismatch against Kell Brook. Essentially, in the eyes of UK fans, both fights involving Khan are mismatches. So in that case, why not go for the mismatch that will get you the most respect if you win? If Amir Khan beats Terence Crawford, he becomes a WBO welterweight champion. That would make him a two-weight world champion. And also, he would hold a win over arguably a top 3 pound-for-pound level fighter. The prospect of beating Terence Crawford is much more attractive. You get a lot more accolades with that. That would be a legendary win in British boxing if Amir Khan were to beat Terence Crawford in America. That would be huge. Huge. And I'm not saying a win over Brook isn't big, but it's a domestic grudge match. It wouldn't carry the same prestige as a win over Terence Crawford, so I can totally see why Amir Khan is going down this route. And not only that, let's say Amir Khan does lose to Terence Crawford, which is what most of us think will happen. Let's say he loses. At that point, despite coming off a loss, Amir Khan can call Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook and say, do you know what? I'm ready to take this fight. Let's make it happen. And mark my words, Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook will still jump. They really will. They will still take that fight, no matter what Eddie Hearn says, no matter what Kell Brook says. That fight, it would still be there for Amir Khan. So it makes business sense to take this Terence Crawford fight now, because that Kell Brook fight is always going to be there for him. Kell Brook is obsessed with this man. It's going to be there. And Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have said so many times, oh, this is the last chance we can make this fight. They've been saying that since, what, 2015? I am telling you now, that fight will still be there if Khan loses to Crawford. People are still desperate enough to see it for whatever reason. So, Khan, I can see why he's taken this fight. I really, really can. And like I said, I am pleased for Terence Crawford. And yeah, I've not really got any issues with this fight whatsoever. Will it be competitive? Maybe not. It may be for the first 2 to 3 rounds where Terence Crawford kind of is getting warmed up, observing what Amir Khan has, because Crawford is quite a slow starter, but after the first 2 to 3 rounds, I would imagine Crawford takes over and he eventually catches up to Amir Khan and gets a stoppage win. But yeah, I've not got any issue with this fight. Terence Crawford needs to fight somebody. The PBC guys are not showing any interest, so why not fight Amir Khan? It makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Share your thoughts below. Peace.